All right. What's up, everyone? We're going to be working on Forge World today. Finally got back into it. Need to keep working on it now. I'm not worried about the look right now. I'm just trying to put some rocks out around the edges to just kind of get the general idea of the cliff side over here. I'm not worried about the terrain or anything yet. I just threw out this terrain so it just wouldn't be a massive empty hole, you know. But yeah, so all right, so let's go ahead and keep getting into what we should. I think what I should do, let's see here. I know, let's go ahead and get in some biomes here. There we go. We got rocks. There we are. What do we do for these rocks? It was just, I think, alpine rocks. I'm trying to think on what I should. Rock Arch is a good rock. Rock C is a good rock as well. So that's good there. Some other rocks we already have spawned. So I'm not worried about that. Rock Flat, we actually may need that one as well. Stalactites, rock group B. I do like that rock. Okay, so these are going to be some of the ones that we're going to go ahead and grab from, you know, right now. But let's go ahead and move them out of the way. Some of these, we're going to have to make a cliff. And so some of these are going to be very useful for making a cliff here. Hey, what's up, Aaron? We're going to have to start doing all this cliff stuff here. Especially this area that it's like a cave that comes in here. We're going to have to mess with that. Because this one has a cave. Which I guess I don't need to worry about the cave. I think the cave is... Is it right here or is it right here? I'm not sure. One of the spots is the cave. But we'll worry about that at another time. For right now, let's go ahead and get some of these things, like this rock here. And let's just start forming out what we feel is good for this. And what I'm trying to do here is just get it moderately accurate to this part. It doesn't need to be perfect. I do remember I just put that there just because. It doesn't need to be perfect, but I just want to get it moderately accurate to what it needs to be. Let's see here. So that basically is the... It'll be something like this, and we'll have the terrain up here. And what is this right here? Is this a, yeah, long... Honestly, not bad here. Doesn't have to be 100% perfect. But I just wanted to be somewhat accurate here. And let's rotate this so we can have a little bit more of a pathway here. So it just adds into more spaces. Not bad, honestly. And what I might do is, I can't remember, I know one point of this, I think it's this part right here, kind of slopes downwards. I don't have any pictures up for me right now. But I believe this slopes downwards here. So it pretty much has like it meets the rock slopes here. So it's actually perfect that this large rock here does that little slope action. Ooh, it looks like it's a little bit taller on this side, so let's try spinning that around. And I may have to use a different rock for this. Or isn't there like a tall rock or something right here? Let's just go like that. Let's just put it like that, and let's just see, because I need to get some pictures out as well, to just get some of the default things here. We need to get some terrain in here as well, because at the bottom of these is where the terrain hits. So really, as long as I get some rocks that go up against, should be okay. I wonder if this rock would be better. Let's go ahead and try getting this one. Might be better for that area. Just throwing some stuff, winging it. Winging it, that's what I do all the time whenever I forge. Hey, no worries, Aaron, no worries. You lurk, sir. You lurk. Let's see here. Pivot around the object. It's honestly not bad right there. And if we move it, it's not bad at all. And if we move it over here, it looks like this like raises up here. I don't like duplicating on PC. It's annoying. There we go. That's honestly not too bad right there. Nice. We still got the little purple marker coming out right here. All right, let's see. So it has... It's really shocking. You don't really notice how much until you start doing this. Like how much the terrain actually raises up right here. Like until you're really building it, you don't realize how much the terrain is elevated from one point to another. Like this right here is a marker of a point of where it's a low point. And you really like, you don't notice how much like the terrain comes up all the way like this and around over here. It is a very awkward terrain. Which that will be one of the hardest things to do is the terrain. But I'm excited. I like whenever you have difficult terrain to work with, but it really works out. Like you work at it, you know, fiddle around with the terrain quite a bit, and then eventually you're like, oh yeah, that fits, that works. All right. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and pop it like that, and we'll just have some pieces, because the thing is, it does go inwards like that. If you notice, this piece overhangs over this, so it's going to have to go inwards here, which naturally makes it a lot more awkward. Let's see, and what is this right here? Is this supposed to show like a rock coming down or something? Or is this the cave part? Or is this the cave part right here? I don't know. We're gonna have to figure that one out. Figure out where the cave part is compared to everything else. All right. Oh, Not too bad right there. I may go ahead and switch to this other piece. Try it out. See what we feel about this piece being this part. All right. I don't like how sometimes the world, did that not switch the world in object? Oh my gosh, I forget. Movement, object, movement. Here we go. I was just like, sometimes I'm like, no, I want it to move with that. But I forgot. I need to have it probably on object movement for that to... That's not bad. That's not too shabby right there. And it looks okay on the inside. It's not bad there. I believe there is an actual overhang here. I just threw this rock up here just to kind of get it there. But I believe there is an actual overhang going with this. Again, I haven't gone that far with actually modeling it out. We'll get there eventually. Okay. And go with the world movement now for this. Because this rock has a very interesting bit here, and it might work with just one piece. Or at least maybe I can move it over to here. Do world pivot for that as well. It's not bad. There's a simple cave entrance there. I don't think it comes out on the other side. Unfortunately, I don't think I modeled this part right here, which is like, why didn't I do that? It doesn't make any sense. I kind of need that. It's there. Or the inside of the cave either. So we kind of just gotta wing it here. There we go. I really need to get some pictures. Also, what this looks like, because I'm putting all these rocks down, but I don't even know what it looks like for, like, visually what it looks like. Not necessarily just perfectly lining up all these pieces like this. I don't know what it looks like on the actual, like, what type of, does it have an overhang here? I think it does. I think they have an overhang here. And that's one reason why I'm okay with having some of these rocks tilted forward. Interesting to do something like that for right now. I don't want to get too much into it, but, you know, Oh man, I should have brought a blender for all this right now, just so I have it all and so I could look at it from a blender perspective. Oh well. Oh well. Okay, what about terrain? I want to get some terrain up. Well, actually, let's finish the rocks right here. Oh, but I forget. Is this the cave part? I think this is the cave part right here. So, how about we get some rocks in here on this side? At least I think that's the cave part. I don't think the cave part goes, you know, I don't think it's that close. I think it's directly over this. Is there a smooth top to this? Oh, that's not bad. All right. Okay. It's not bad. Not bad at all. It kind of makes that weird little jicky part right there. I believe that is the cave part right here. So we need some terrain in here. What type of terrain is this that I spawned here? I don't know how many pieces of terrain I'm gonna have to use for this. Like some of these weird portions, like these pathways up on top of these cliffs, are definitely a lot more strange. So some of the what I might have to do is shrink them down. Just kind of go a little bit at a time. Mm-hmm. Why the title says winter update. Does it even say that? Like, why does it say that? Well, I know I'm... Like, does your notification, did it say that? It did, doesn't anymore. Oh, I know it does in Discord. Because I made a mistake. Because whenever I first did the thing for Discord there... like like I forgot to change the title. Yeah, that said that because I forgot to change the stream title because you know you pull your old streams, like all the information of your old streams, and I just forgot to change the title before I like published whatever the stream time and stuff. Sorry to distract. How's the map look? Sorry to distract. Yeah, it's all your fault, Gamer Peeps. It's all your fault. Literally everything is your fault. The map's actually though going great. The biggest problem is right now I'm just trying to line things up. I'm excited whenever I could get to more of just the like more of just the putting in aesthetic type of things, you know, on here. Just because that'll be a lot more fun for some of this stuff. Like right now it's just I'm just trying to get some of this stuff lined up. And then I'll go in and like I'll more perfect how some stuff looks. But yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like right now it's just it's just kind of tedious right now. Like trying to get these pathways and then having to put the rocks. I'm just and trying to have everything lined up somewhat. Like this right here I may have to remove because that's a large chunk coming down right there. So just gotta, I'm probably gonna have to move that so it's a different angle here. Okay. Hey, it's Lolo. How's it going? Fantastic work on those race maps and stuff. It's a little large for the 2v2 contest. No. This is perfect. Perfect for the 2v2 contest size. None of this is perfectly smooth on how I want, but I'm just trying to get the gist of everything here. It's not bad. Not bad, though. I can't wait to start putting in more of aesthetic things into this, rather than just doing this. Because, you know, y'all know I like aesthetics. That's what I enjoy making. And so I'm excited to get started on all that stuff. Let's see. We do have a flat. I don't know if I want to use the flat. What does the flat look like if you expand it a little bit? Like, so it's not as flat? Doesn't look too bad on the sides. Let's go ahead and see. Let's try this one out. Want to make Lord of the Rings stuff? Well, I'm sure people have, or at least are started onto that. I believe someone made a Helm's Deep already. Yeah. I believe someone has already made a Helm's Deep. That's not bad there. You know, that's one thing good about these flat pieces and with scaling now. You can really have a nice edge, you know? Like, I don't want to stretch it out too much, so that's one reason why I'm not, you know, like I'm not messing with the stretching on one side. But you can have a really nice edge with these flat pieces. Now all of a sudden I don't want it that. Now all of a sudden, no, I don't want camera. I want object. Now all of a sudden I want object. I can't decide on which way I want it. Okay? Just deal with it. When are you gonna do the longest? I miss customs. Yeah, I do need to. Maybe next weekend I can maybe make up a time, or sometime this week, like after we could do that, because there are a lot of custom maps. I have so many maps bookmarked that I want to like check out and play, but I just haven't yet. Look at that. That looks nice. All this looks pretty nice. You know, sometimes you forget about these flat pieces. Like I forgot about them until right now, and I'm like, why haven't I been using these as the edge pieces to this? Because they're perfect edge pieces. Look at that. That looks nice. Nice little edge piece. Prior to Legacy's release? What do you mean? You gonna make another racetrack anytime soon? Yes. I'm actually in the process of making a Mirror's Edge style, like not a racetrack, but like a parkour track and stuff. Oh, Hogwarts Legacy. Yeah, I know. I need to finish Cosmic Shake before that also. But like I'm doing the full thing with Mirror's Edge. Like it doesn't follow anything Mirror's Edge. There may be rooms that are inspired by it. I've been working on a little bit off stream as well. But yeah, like it's something that I love Mirror's Edge, and I would think it would be pretty fun to do a racetrack, but like, you know, parkour racetrack. A little bit more fun there. Like, you know, just something different. And I like Mirror's Edge aesthetics. So, yeah. Gamer peeps, thank you so much for the, I don't know what are those called, super chats. I need to come up with something. I don't stream on here ever, which I do plan on streaming here on YouTube, like more. If I'm doing Forge, it would of course be on this channel. All the other streams, if you don't know, is like it'll be on my DK Plays channel. Like whenever I'm playing Cosmic Shake and other games, I'd play on my DK Plays channel. Just because that's it's my Duquesne Plays channel. Those are the games that I play besides, you know, map creation stuff. What's with all the SpongeBob? Woodward, have you even played the SpongeBob games? They are so good. Like Cosmic Shake just came out, and they are such fantastic games. Like, I'm not even joking. Everyone in the world should check them out. They are so good. Cosmic Shakes, like, and I think that's a good game so far. Battle for Bikini Bottom is like Rehydrated is an incredible game that I think everyone should play if you like platformers. Now, the only bad thing really with Battle for Bikini Bottom is Mr. Crab. They didn't get the original voice actor for Mr. Crab, and so it kind of sounds weird some of the times, like some of his lines. But you know, it's not bad. It's not bad. Battle for Bikini Bottom's on sale right now until Tuesday. If you love platformers. Yeah, it's such a good platformer. Like if you enjoy platformers and like stuff that has collectibles, and it's a fairly easy game to 100%, like get all achievements, fairly easy. You should start with double streaming Twitch and YouTube at the same time. Probably will build viewership pretty quick. The problem is that I got to go through other things. Like I don't like what is the multi-stream deal, you know? I don't like using that. I don't like multi-stream. But yeah. Yeah, I understand what you're saying though with getting that. We're gonna go ahead and delete that. Restream. There you go. Restream. That actually doesn't go, Aaron, against Twitch's terms of service anymore, I think. Or is that just for non-partnered people? That's just for affiliates. They know, like you could use Restream for affiliates or something. They switched that. It may have just been affiliates are now allowed to do that. No, because I think affiliates have always been allowed to. But no, I think partner people are now allowed to do Restream. I think. Or maybe not Restream, but they're allowed to stream to other services. I can't remember, because remember that was a thing where Twitch like wouldn't allow, if you're partnered, you couldn't stream to other. I don't know. Yeah. I love platformers and have a kid coming in a few days. A perfect excuse to SpongeBob and not be judged. No, really? Yeah, you should get it. It is seriously such a good game. I 100%ed it. It's easy to 100%. You just have to go through the worlds. Like there's certain things like Patrick socks that you're trying to find as like a collectible and everything, but those are like the collectibles in the worlds that you just got to find in the golden spatulas. But you know, they're fairly easy to find. You may have to look up a couple of them on how to get. There's a couple of them that are kind of difficult to get done. It's a little bit more like they're more complicated to acquire, but it's not like ridiculously complicated. So yeah, no, I highly suggest it. Battle for Bikini Bottom is an incredible game, and same thing, Cosmic Shake I'm having a lot of fun with as well. I don't know if it's better. I do like some of the movement and the attack techniques better than Battle for Bikini Bottom so far. But I don't know if I like the entire game so far better. I want to put that about right there. It's not bad. Yeah. I haven't reached that decision yet, but so far though, both games are really good. Both games are really good. I think personally. We could put that there. Raise this up like so. Like that. That does smooth out that piece. And I like how this is a little bit rough. It's not perfectly smooth. Like, I didn't want the terrain to be just, like, perfectly flat. I wanted to have a few little bumps in it because that's a little bit more natural. You're not going to have, like, something that's unbelievably flat all the time. That makes it more fun to kind of walk along, here. But we need to get the terrain to raise up over here. So let's just go ahead and... Oh. Let's get this terrain to raise up here. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna get... See, the problem is the terrain is fine there, but it's not fine anywhere else. I feel like I need to angle this like so. And, which of course this is me going without any type of pictures or worrying about the terrain stuff. I'm just trying to get it all around the outer edges correct, or at least moderately correct. Ain't gonna be perfect, because I'm not worried about that right now. One thing I just thought, is this one of those like super angled portions of the terrain? Because I know it has that. Because I don't think you're able to, which of course you can't, you can't, clamber over there. But I think that it does actually have a very, like a sharp angle there. So that's the reason why that portion is so high up there. I don't know. We'll have to see. Yeah, terrain terraforming would be amazing for this type of stuff. I do hope one day we could get that. Because if we could get that one day, oh my gosh, Forge would be insane. We could get some good, you know, a full-on terrain editor. That would be great. There we go. That's not bad. Nice rounded. Yeah, yeah. You got to be very cautious of some of the terrain pieces. Like, yeah, you could see this seam here. So a lot of times if you see something like this, a seam, the best thing to do is try to get another. Of course, you have to have terrain inheritance pieces. Like, try to get another piece in there. It won't be perfect, but just try to get another piece in there to just kind of build between. Like, you can see the seam right here. You can see this line real easily. Now, of course, you can still see the seam of the other stuff. But if you put another piece in there to kind of smooth it out, it kind of makes it a little less noticeable, you know, on some parts. Like, you can still see it right there and then right here. But it's at least a little bit less noticeable if you do that type of stuff. But yeah, I know that there's a big hill right here with the terrain, but I'm not worried about doing hills. I'm just trying to connect some of this stuff around here. See, this is getting very shallow. See, that's why I feel like it's a steep, because I did exactly where it goes to, but it just doesn't feel right. It just does not feel right here. So I feel like this is a slope going up here, and that's why it's on there, which I know we don't have clamber in reach, but, you know. Yeah, I'm going to have to see. Smooth tool. Yeah, but that involves a terrain, like an actual terrain editor. And that's, of course, a lot more complicated, you know, for some things. So, hopefully, eventually, we could get a nice terrain editor. That would be pretty sweet. I'm hoping. One day, maybe. One day, maybe. That would be nice. See, I want to say right here is a rock little outcrop, and it like there has a rock pointing up here. We have it by default. I don't know. We wouldn't necessarily have it by default because Fortnite doesn't have it. At least creative, like normal creative, not the UEFN that's gonna be coming. You know, where there's like super intense, amazing things that, you know, people have been showing off in leaks and all that type of stuff. Currently working on your canvas. Excellent, excellent. Yeah. Round and circular pieces. We still have limited options with round. There are some round objects in here, Woodward. You got some round objects. Also, you could take the, you know, like, you could still get some stuff in here. Where is the, not the rocks. You can even do, you know, a sphere thing with this. Using void, so no TI's a pain. Yeah. I wish you can, on the void canvas, I wish you can take the void canvas and like make a setting to where you can say use this terrain inheritance. Like, I want to use the desert canvas. I want to use, you know, this institute canvas, like type of terrain. Like, you do that and it pulls, you know, the stuff from those. Like, that would be pretty cool. That would be nice. Like, have a setting where it pulls from. Or if they aren't able to do that, have a separate map. Have, like, void you know, void, and then whatever this canvas is called, I forget whatever this canvas is called. Like void this one, you know, like I know it was originally Academy, but Institute. Like call it Void Institute, and it's so like it's baked in as a Institute terrain that's underneath it, like, but it's invisible. Like that'd be neat. But this is what you could do. You could do this for some round pieces. Like you could get terrain here and just have normal terrain, and then change the stuff that you want here. You know, I understand it's not perfect, but this is a somewhat roundish object. For of course it's got to be dirt type of stuff with the, you know, with everything. But this is a round for that type of stuff. Yep. And then I believe there is a ball as well in here. Where is it? Is it under, is it Halo design set? I don't know. There's columns and all that type of stuff. It's somewhere in here. I thought there was. Is it primitives? And then see, we got some spheres. There's a unit. There's a Forerunner sphere that just is a normal, it's got a normal ball shaped primitive sphere, which is just blank. And then we got a UNSC, like, I don't know, interesting looking thingy. There's some sphere type of objects, but of course, if you're talking about more rounded circular objects, yeah, there's still some that you can mess with that are circular, but yeah. The good thing is that you can build your own, because this is infinite, and like Infinite's, you know, editor is like, I mean, you could put so much stuff with Infinite's editor. Like, it's insane the amount of objects you can put on a map. Like, you look at just some stuff that people are creating, and it's crazy the amount of detail that some people are putting into a map. It's crazy and amazing, but crazy. Okay, so this is going pretty good here. Oh, I guess, could I go ahead and do the terrain here? Man, one thing, this terrain piece is possibly the greatest terrain piece ever known to man. This terrain piece is so good. Like, oh my gosh, it's so good. If you're not using this terrain piece, then what are you doing with your life? Because you can do so much with it. Why is it getting stretched that way? What happened? Like, you could do stuff like that. It's just, oh my gosh, and it has a nice, not perfect, a nice bumpy little part right there, because it's, yeah, oh yeah. Such a tiny map, yeah. The amount of detail that you can throw into maps is insane. I love it. I love it. I'm just trying to cover this up because it's bothering me so much having it like that. There we go. I just want to cover that up because it's bothering me just seeing it from this angle. Even though I'm gonna completely change this, but yeah. What's up, Storyboard Ben? How's it going? I'm talking about someone's maps who looks amazing. Okay, so that's pretty good there. So we're gonna have a cliffside here. I'm just gonna go ahead and put something here so I have an idea about the cliff here. Just dropping by to say hi. Well, hello. You know what? I'm gonna go like this. Try this piece right here. I'm gonna put that there. And I may have to thin it out because, you know, it doesn't like the thick boy. It's the thin boy. Just see, because I know that there's like a little bit of a opening in here inside this cave. So yeah. Mm-hmm. Nice. Nice. Look at that. Nice. Nice. That's probably going to be rocks and stuff there. Good enough for there until we figure out how that actually goes. A title like canvas? Yes. Ryan, yes, absolutely. Yes, 100%. Yep, yep. That would be really nice. That would be really, really nice. Actually, let's go ahead and grab the other piece. Thought I would have used the void canvas for this, for Forge World. No, because the problem is if you use the void canvas, you don't have terrain inheritance. And the terrain does not look nearly as good as if you're using terrain inheritance. That's the problem about using the void canvas for something that has a whole lot of terrain. The tunnel looks like a scorpion can fit in there. Well, this is the exact size, so. What happened to the Halo 5 version? Of what? Forge World? What do you mean? Did something happen to it? I can't find the Halo 5 Forge World map anywhere. Oh. I may have to jump into Halo 5 to take a look-sees. Yeah, like even after like going in game and checking my file share and stuff. Just doesn't work. It's very strange. Okay, that's good enough for there. You got the gist right there. That got the gist. No, but see, here's the, this is what it looks like here. You know, I didn't do the full-on edge like this on here, so that's my fault. I should have done that. And this, of course, this cave isn't modeled out, but this is the exact, like how the cave goes on this side, so. You know. Forge World is a big map. But I'm going to be making this and releasing it in sections. And of course, one giant section on itself. Like once I finish the Hemorrhage section, then I'm going to save this out and release it just as Hemorrhage, you know. So people will be able to have fun with that. This part. Keyword search and gamertag search for Halo 5 Forge on PC. It won't let you type. I have no idea. I don't go onto Halo 5 anymore. So Sam's like, I have no idea. I'm just basically play Infinite because the Forge is so much better. Makes it goes to the inside there. You notice that? So I don't know if I would be able to do that. At least I could do it partially, maybe. And then we can have a straight piece. I go like this. Because that is majorly angled. You know. Halo 5 was better for scripting? Yeah, I don't know about that one. At least 5 times the budget. Like for scripting itself? Well, yeah, but there's issues with this. No, I know you know scripting. But like you said, at least 5 times the budget for scripting. But no, I thought that there was a glitch that screwed up things if you put a certain amount into like a map, I thought. Like I thought that was a glitch, not its actual maximum. The node system takes so many steps. Now the glitch is the budget. No, copying and duplicating nodes doesn't update budget, but the budget is actually a 1/5 of the size. I don't know. I still by far like the infinite, node system way better. Which one thing y'all gotta realize, Halo 5 has had updates. Because it's old. You know, it's old. And over the course of Infinite, there will be updates. Things to improve Forge and everything like that. Actually, hold on one second. Dang it, can I not do it from there, man? Does allow more complex rigs, but basic things like a rotating object or changing damage outputs, pressing a switch, etc. And Halo 5 style. I don't know. To me, everything rotating an object in Halo 5 was so convoluted off of the object would slightly shift periodically unless you do more stuff involved with it. You know? Like you had to, with Halo 5, things would not rotate properly. Like if you just say, I want this to rotate on a circular motion, and then just like stay rotating on that deal, like it would do some weird like junk that it would like shift, and it was really annoying. I just feel the amount of stuff though that you could do with Infinite is a lot more with scripting. Now there may be some downsides to it. They didn't in Infinite either. The amount of nodes and brains I've had to use for my Quake script. Well, I don't know involving with Quake. Like with your thing on there. I just remember with Halo 5, like, even though, yeah, you can do it a few, like, it's a lot less convoluted. Well, yeah, like, if it's a lot less convoluted in Halo 5, like, I guess on how to fully make it, you know, like, rotate, like, you can just do a simple thing. But the problem is if you want it to actually work, you're going to have to put a lot more work into it, like with Halo 5. So it's not really easier, because there's stuff that I wanted to do in Halo 5, like by doing a simple rotate, and then it just did not rotate easily, and it constantly shifted. So no matter what, you have to do a lot more work into it for it to actually shift and rotate properly. Half-baked lighting? Oh my gosh, don't even get me started on the lighting in Halo 5. Oh my gosh. Would I use the Galaxy S23 Ultra? I don't know, probably not, because it's a more expensive phone. I don't go for super... at least I figured all Galaxy phones. I think those are pretty expensive phones. I don't use expensive phones. Like, mine is still expensive in the sense of, like, every phone nowadays is pretty expensive, you know, but not to the point of it ain't reaching no $1,000 expensive. I find that crazy people spend that much on a phone, and then the next year they buy another phone for the like same amount. I'm like, y'all are insane. It's like, y'all are crazy. Yeah, but All Seeing Sage. The thing is, though, you say, you know, 512 scripts in Halo 5, with each script being 5 to 10 node equivalent. So 2,500 nodes minimum. So you're telling me maps use 2,500 scripts and they worked in Halo 5? Most Halo 5 maps that I played that had scripting, if they got super intense scripting, sometimes it would just break. So sometimes more is not always better. It's kind of like with Infinite. If Infinite, if you could put tons of objects down, like whatever the ridiculous, you know, amount of objects that you could put down, if you could put down so many objects, but you put in, you know, 6,000 objects, and it just breaks, you know, like your map, and you can't actually do that, then there's no point. Yeah, using a mix of each. I think the problem is if you use a mix of each, that means there's two different systems that get used. you know, from like a development standpoint, instead of just concentrating on just like the node system or the whatever, like you would have to concentrate on both systems if you mix and match. And so it's probably a lot easier and less resource, like, and time consuming to just concentrate on one, you know, system and get that one system working. You get what I mean? Because we all know 343 with their, like, coming out. The Forge team does an incredible job, but, you know. Maps have max strips in Halo 5, but to recreate those in Infinite, I would need only a 500-ish. Well, Sage, I'm curious about your maps in Halo 5 that have max scripts. Because there's still even like more simple stuff that don't even use max scripts. In Halo 5 they get wonky and break all the time, even in Infinite, but I'm just saying, like, you know. You say visual scripting at the cost of what? I don't think it's visual scripting. I don't think because they're doing the node system, then that's the reason why there's a lower cap of scripts, you know? Like, I don't think that's the reason why. Because if that's the reason why, then anything in actual development that uses node-based stuff would have a super low cap. I think it's just Infinite that, you know, at least currently right now, we already know that there's a lot of stuff that Forge Team wants to do, but they just didn't have the time for it. Like Michael mentioned, all the stuff of being like, yeah, we want to put this in, you know, and this in, and do all this stuff. Time is the worst. And I think it's like with Halo 5. Halo 5 originally only had, how many? What's the max budget for Halo 5? What is it? 2,700 or 1,700? Something like that. Tao, is it worth it to return to Halo Infinite for Forge? Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, at launch it was 1,024, and then after later updates it was 1,600. And I'm just saying, like, there's clearly no reason why they couldn't increase also the scripting once things get more stable and, you know, they're able to get stuff working more, like, better. You know, because right now there's a lot of also some just scripting issues of different things. So I think with the scripting they can still increase the amount. I still want one day to have a proper terrain editor, and I would love to be able to have that in there. Ooh, but yeah, I think you should definitely, I don't think there's anything wrong. If you enjoy forging, absolutely return, you know, to Infinite and have some fun with Forge, you know, in Infinite. Forge is an incredible tool, and I don't get why people don't play on Infinite with Forge. Like, it just blows my mind. Because there's a lot of people in the race community who's so stuck to Halo Reach and Halo 4 and stuff. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like, I get there's issues with Infinite. I'm like, there's so many cool things that you can create. You know, like so many awesome, like, you know, It's Lolo has already created so many, like, cool Mario Kart or, like, themed or whatever, you know, type of tracks with other people, like Magical Sock and stuff. Like, it's just like, oh my gosh, people, get in here. Make some maps. Do awesome things. But a lot of the original race community is so stuck on older games. And its lack of support, well, I don't like saying there's lack of support. I understand you put it in the little things. Like, yeah, they're not coming out with every 6-month updates of stuff, but I still think that there's still support for the game. It's just they really need to get their pipeline down. Oh, man. You could forge on dev maps only in the custom games a month ago. Be careful going from custom games to forge. Like if you specifically go into selecting custom game and then you select forge from custom game, that can break your forge map and everything. You know, but yeah. Well, the thing is, a lot of people, this is what I don't get. Everyone online always complained about 343's management. You know, they're like, oh my gosh, we need better management for the game and all this because, you know, games release, you know, broken or they release not complete and all that type of stuff. You know, understandable. But then I'm like, whenever the management is actually getting pulled out, like higher up people are actually getting pulled out or leaving or and all that type of stuff, now people are worried about Infinite's future, like Halo's future. And I'm like, but weren't y'all the ones saying that Halo should, like, all those people should be let go and we need new management that knows how to make a Halo game? Like, I'm so confused by people. Like, I'm like, but it's good that clearly management is not doing a very good job, you know, with stuff because games have been releasing, you know, like half-baked. They don't have all the content and all that type of stuff in it. So clearly management, you know, like there needs to be a reshuffling there. there needs to be something there that changes, you know. The firing of the single player team. Well, if they don't plan on doing any single player for Infinite, which does suck, then I understand why there's no point in leaving him on there. You know, it does suck though. I would love to have the continuation, which actually I'm disappointed with Infinite's campaign in the sense of, like, why didn't we continue from Halo Wars 2? Like, why? Like, it would have been the perfect connection to Halo Wars 2, you know, because they're the one, like, Halo Wars is the one that introduced the Banished. So why are we not continuing that story? And then why are we not playing the part where, you know, Cortana, you know, goes crazy and all that type of stuff? Why is that not continued in this? Like, I'm so confused on why they did it again, where they decided, no, we're not going to show this. Like, we're not going to have you play this in the game. It's just going to be told, you know, like later on. It's just like, but why? You know, why? Like, I want to have that stuff in the game. I don't want to just start and everyone's already dead and the Infinity is blown up and everything like that. That's not how I want to start the game. I want to start the game at least from the end of Halo 5, you know, or something. I don't know. Like, have you just a classic Halo goodness? Yeah. Well, no, yeah. There's definitely there's a lot of stuff. You know, I just hope they just do well. You know, with the new management, like, we already know that the custom game browser was not supposed to be released when it did, and it got released really quickly under the new management. So see, that's a good sign. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, some of the stuff, like, the new management has done is pretty good. Like, that's a good sign that, you know, the custom game browser wasn't supposed to be there, like, until later seasons. But then, you know, it came in December, which was fantastic. They pushed that up because they know the importance of that. So yeah, I thought that was neat. And I hope we get more stuff like that, like where they're like, okay, no, this is important, you know, to the community. You know, we need to have that, like, have this, you know, pushed forward as a priority. You know what also I find funny with the Halo community is how much people complain about the Halo Infinite shop. You know? Like, everyone, there's so many people, they're like, oh, repeats again, or, oh, they did it. And that those are the same people that also complain that Halo Infinite shouldn't even be selling microtransactions. I'm like, isn't it good that the shop isn't, you know, like being updated so it's a piece of junk, you know, so that way people aren't, you know, like, so that way they aren't trying to exploit, you know, and like, you know, sell skins and all that type of stuff a whole bunch. Like, I don't know, just, I thought that was like, I'm like, good. I don't want Infinite shop to get updated with better items because I don't want 343 to concentrate on the shop. I want 343 to concentrate on like making the game rather than the shop. Oh. Oh yeah, that's always a comedic deal whenever they say Halo shouldn't follow trends yet. And then they're like, I love Firefight, bring back Firefight. And that was a trend that Halo followed. But Halo, of course, that trend, like that, they did Firefight. They did very well. They made it very well, you know. And that's the thing. You shouldn't say Halo shouldn't follow trends. It's just that if they do follow trends, they need to do it well, you know. Yeah, the store should be the last of anyone's concerns. You have something similar in the works for Firefight? Nice, nice. Every game in well, yeah, Halo's the one that revolutionized FPS on console to where the 2-stick layout of the controllers and stuff. What's up, Art Hollow? How's it going? You know, and stuff. So technically everyone else copied Halo after that on consoles. You know, with the 2-stick layout for FPS shooters. So how about everyone else stop following Halo's trend? Now see, and I'm the type of person, I think Infinite is a really good middle ground for between old style games and the like in the newer style stuff. I think Infinite is a pretty good middle ground. It unfortunately just the game itself was poorly executed, with like all the lack of content, all the desync, you know, stuff, not having Forge at launch, you know, just everything like that. Like that's just the thing that really really hurt the game quite a bit. But it, you know, because there's a lot of people that are like, make Halo 3, you know, make it like Halo 3. It's like, no, I think Infinite's actually pretty good, you know, for that type of stuff, for what it is. Good mix of classic, you know, style things, with a little bit more mix of some more modern stuff. But it was just poorly executed. On the sense of, you know, like what I mentioned earlier with how it released. And what's real funny is whenever there's certain people in the community that mention how like the Forerunner Council group and everyone, we lied to y'all about it. We knew all these issues with him. Well, we definitely knew some issues, like certain things won't be releasing at launch. Like I knew Forge wouldn't release at launch before Forge, before they announced it and stuff. But it's like, yeah, I never knew that 343 couldn't make the 6-month seasons. You know, like, I mean the 3-month seasons and coming out with all that type of content. Like, never knew that was going to be a problem, you know, on there. And of course, like I originally said, I was like, you know, oh yeah, like I think Infinite will be fine, you know, not having Forge at launch, you know, and it can have Forge later. But the problem about it was I also thought 343 can release content while we're waiting for Forge, you know, but they struggled. They struggled to release content. And so, yeah, of course, That didn't quite work out, with that type of thing. Yeah, coming a year late was rough. And the problem is also just resources. Microsoft needs to put more, like, I understand it's just like, oh, throw more money at it isn't always the answer, but having more team members, like maybe hiring more people, not contractors, but hiring more people to officially support stuff, more may be a good thing to have, like I think Forge should have its literal entire, like its own entire team, like more than what they currently have now. I think it needs to be just as important as multiplayer, Forge. And that's not just because I love Forge. That is because I do think Forge is a integral part of Halo that needs to have like its own full team of like, so you don't have to borrow people from the multiplayer team for certain things. You don't have to borrow people from other aspects of the game, like other developers. Like they just need their entirely full team. It's kind of like Fortnite Creative. Fortnite Creative has a lot of people just working on creative. A lot. So multiplayer wouldn't survive in nowadays time if 343 isn't able to come out with like a lot of new content very quickly. And I mean very quickly, not just 3 months earlier than that, then yeah, I think multiplayer would struggle quite a bit without Forge, which a great example is Halo Infinite. Multiplayer struggled without Forge, yeah. It's not looking too bad so far. This little bit. Okay. We're going to go ahead and... where does that look like right there? I don't like how bumpy that is. We may use a different terrain piece for that. Multiplayer, when everything in the menu is technically multiplayer. That's true. Yeah, no, could you imagine, like, Battlefield? I got so excited whenever they first... where was I gonna say? Battlefield, like whenever they first came out with their portal, like they announced a portal, at first I thought, I was like, oh my gosh, they're actually doing a level editor, for Battlefield. I'm like, this is insane. Like, I'm so excited that they're doing a level editor, for it. And then I realized it's just basically like a game mode editor, on there. And I'm like, oh man, come on. Like, I'm like, could you imagine with Battlefield having, like, you could build massive, huge maps, like having, Far Cry's type of stuff? Oh, like, everyone needs to look at Far Cry. Even Ubisoft needs to look back at Far Cry and realize how amazing and important the Far Cry editor was. And then they removed it with Far Cry, what is it? Far Cry 6. They removed the editor, and I hate Ubisoft for that. But, like, could you imagine if they, like, they have, like, the Far Cry editor was incredible. Like, Halo's editor could do more fine-tuned building and stuff with things. But the Far Cry editor, like, it's natural and terrain stuff that it can do. Like, how you can paint textures. You can even paint... like trees and everything like that on stuff. It's just, oh my gosh, it was just so good that I just wish, like, that's what I want Halo's Forge to turn into, is like how the Far Cry editor was, where you can like paint, paint materials on the terrain, have a full-on terrain editor, and everything like that. I just want them to look at Far Cry and do copy, copy and paste on that, which I know that's not how development works. But, you know, it's just one of those things. It's like, yeah, that's what I want. I want Far Cry's editor for Halo. Far Cry was an actual editor, yeah. Which Halo's is getting there, you know. You know, like, yeah, it's like Halo's is getting there with being that powerful, but it's not yet. Like, that's the deal with Fortnite. Like, 343 is they're gonna have to kick up their game once UEFN releases, because UEFN, oh man, they're gonna have to kick up their game. They're gonna have to kick up their game, because if you didn't know, UEFN is basically Creative 2.0, like the updated creative, like Fortnite creative mode, and it is mind-blowing. So yeah. You know, I may just have it go like that right there. You know, I may just have it do that right now. What is this? I know I put this on here. It's for like a temporary terrain piece, just because. It is a shame. And you know, Donnie, what the disappointing thing is? Like, it's a shame, because they released Far Cry 5's, you know, editor, and it was the lack of support in anything is what destroyed that. Like, with their like, you can watch Forge Labs. He did a great video over it, because that was whenever he did like a lot of custom content before he moved to Minecraft and stuff. But he did a fantastic video on why, like, I think it was 2 videos on like their lack of support of everything and how terrible it is. And oh my gosh, like their custom games is so convoluted on getting into a custom game and stuff. Like, it's just, everything about it was just terrible. And it's just, and they pretty much said on there, like, you know, Ubisoft, they're like, oh, well, you know, the community seemed to not really, you know, like, the community basically died in multiplayer almost instantly. But they're just like, you know, oh, it's you know, it's not doing that great, so we're not going to worry about, you know, that type of stuff. It's like, no, it's because y'all did not support it. Y'all did not do anything well. And that's the only reason. Yeah, it only had like 4 modes. And the way to get into a multiplayer was so convoluted and ridiculous. Like, you couldn't just host a game and just select what map you wanted to play. You had to host a game. Everyone selects a map that they want to play, and then people vote on the map, on what they want to play. Like, so I couldn't just jump into a custom game and say, hey, everyone join me. Let's go play this new map I made. No, you have to tell everyone to vote for your map, you know, on there to be able to play. And if not everyone votes for your map, then you could be playing something else. And it's like, what? Like, how ridiculous is that? Like, you can't just jump into a custom game and play whatever map you want to play. Like, oh my gosh. It was, and I think eventually they fixed that, but by that time there was like 3 people playing the multiplayer, so it was too late. You know? I was like, who thought this was a good idea? Who thought that was a good idea? And then now, of course, they don't even care, you know, for having an editor, which it's crazy to me, because the Far Cry editor was the console editor to, like, try to mimic. Like, if you were a developer, you want to mimic Far Cry's editor because of how incredible it was. I'm just hoping that 343, like, even though things, like, it doesn't seem like they're slowing down at all on the Forge side of things, and that makes me happy, because even if Infinite's player count and multiplayer dwindles, custom games I don't think will ever disappear, you know, like off of population, especially if they improve the custom game browser. They improve the custom game browser to where it's actually like how MCC is, where it's a continuously playing custom game browser, like where you literally select your like 10 maps and then your modes for those maps, and then you can start it up, and as long as someone is in the game, you know, in the lobby playing, it'll automatically keep cycling through all that type of stuff. As long as that is possible, they get that into infinite, then I think custom games would really, you know, like grow with that type of stuff. Now, of course, population will get nowhere near what it was, but I do think it would keep a healthy population, at least in custom games, like for custom games, like a healthy population compared for custom games. But yeah. So quick Forge question. My map, when using the vertical or horizontal movements, is moving diagonally and not straight. I rotated my entire map multiple times, no avail. Is it best to prefab and load a new canvas at this point? Weird. Okay, I think I know what you're talking about. If you're using a controller, like if you're trying to move something to the like right, if for some reason will move a different direction. Like, is that what you're talking about? Yeah, switch to world movement and not object movement, and normally that'll fix it, but you of course have to deal with world movement the entire time. Normally if I shut off my console and then reload it back up, that fixes itself, at least for a little bit. But yeah, if you switch to world movement, it should. Tried world and object. Oof. And yeah, I have no idea. I would submit that, and maybe if you can make a video of it and like put it unlisted on YouTube so you can submit that with a video. Like submit that to Halo support and stuff if you haven't already. And then also maybe it would be best to prefab and load on a different map. You can always try and see if that fixes the problem. There's no hurt in trying. Yeah, that is really weird, though. That is really weird. Which one thing would you most added to Halo Infinite Forge? Terrain editor. That is the one thing I want to be added the most out of everything. Especially since we know we are getting water. Water was like the like next, you know, like, oh my gosh, we need water, you know. But yeah, definitely a terrain editor, like a full on, like how Far Cry's is. I want that sucker to be glorious. May have to put a little. Dreams editor is also pretty crazy. Yeah, Dreams is pretty crazy. In a meme engine. Have you seen the guy who's making The Last Airbender in there? Oh man, I've been following. What is his name? Elka? Is it Elka? Something like that, I thought. But yeah, it's crazy what he's doing in there. Crazy what he's doing. The thing is, Xbox had their own style thing like that with Project Spark, except they terrible management of it. They just tried to throw in a bunch of microtransactions into there, and that kind of messed up Project Spark. Because the only way to like use the new objects is you have to purchase them, in which that kills creativity and stuff. Because you're not gonna have someone pay money to like use a new object or something like that. That would, you know, that hurts creativity with stuff. And I think they stuck too much with the fantasy theme. And I think if they would have made some objects that were more realistic, like how trees here in Infinite, they are more realistic. If they would have made those type of objects too, it would have been a lot better. I named this code Lion's Pride. Yeah, because it does actually, like right here, it juts out up here, which I haven't made that, you know, and stuff. Yeah, the voice actors from Avatar wanted to be in it. Yep. I remember him like doing all that. Okay, awesome, Woodward. Awesome. Yeah, there's some glitches and stuff with Forge. You know, which really, that happens with anything. You look at, what is it called? Ooh, this is all weird. I'm going to have to really adjust this type of stuff. But you look at Fortnite Creative, man, it's like every update of Fortnite Creative, like I look at the community and like something major broke and their maps break and stuff, and so it's just kind of like, ooh, it's kind of funny. But it would be terrible if all of a sudden like your map just completely broke, you know, from an update. Which that's one of those things. You kind of got to expect that type of stuff. You know, you got to kind of expect a little bit of that stuff. Wonder how would this, let me go ahead and actually don't click it from there. Wonder how this would be a little bit, maybe this would be a little bit better, at least with a starting piece for this, like he's longer. All right. What are the, oh, sorry. I think someone asked that earlier. The purple barrels are, I went in Blender and basically modeled out everything. I received it. I'm sorry. I don't remember the person's name off the top of my head that I received the Blender file from. But pretty much though, like they put Forge World in here because this will fit. This canvas is large enough to fit the entirety of Forge World. And pretty much in Blender, I click on a little intersecting axis in which this is all I have. All the bottom points is where the terrain and the rocks touch. So that's the reason why I have it like this. And, you know, going here, and that's what I have here, like terrain and rocks are touching and stuff. So basically, I click on all that, and then I type in the coordinates here in Halo Infinite's Forge, and I put these little purple cylinders there to show exactly the location of everything. So it's an exact one-to-one, like scaled copy of Forge World on here. That's the attempt, you know, like to get a one-to-one scale on here. But yeah, this is what it is so far. You know, like if you notice, like, yeah, this is Hemorrhage area, you know, not bad. Why does Halo Infinite's Forge not have placeable phantoms and pelicans? Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice to have that type of stuff too. For world maps like Far Cry, I have no idea how to do any of that type of stuff. Yeah, they've added a bunch of objects into MCC and everything like that. Can you import big world maps into Blender? I don't know. You're asking right. I don't know anything about that. Someone else gave me the Blender file, so I am not the person to ask about that type of stuff. This terrace one is the one that I might need to use. This over here. Maybe. I may have to use the other type, but might be able to use this one. Let's see. You know, it's a tricky part with all this. Don't want to go too far over because then it will. Yeah, I don't think this is really working too well for at least what I want. Not good enough for me. Not good enough. Trench terrain. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Not slope helper. No, 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 no. The ramp transition? I didn't think it was the ramp. Oh my gosh. Gosh, I hate whenever that happens. I don't think it's the ramp transition. Yeah, it's this one. I like this one. This was one of my favorite pieces to use in Halo 5, like terrain-wise. It's so nice that we can now have pieces. They're nice, nicely sloped and everything. Man, did this get huge? I didn't think it was that scaled. Let's go ahead and scale this thing down. Making good curved terrain for natural beings. It's such a good, yeah, good curved terrain takes. It's interesting. It's interesting. You have to like really work at it. Especially like right now I may be able to adjust this to fit with something else. But I don't want to do it too much. And that's the thing, I'm trying to have all these little pink blocks here. Like right there, that should be okay. And then I could smooth that out right there, you know? Like I could smooth this right here with just a separate piece, but I need to first figure out what I'm doing right here with the rocks. Would you rather it be made entirely in Forge, so you can edit like Argyle and Detachment, or make it outside of Forge? So there's, you know, the budget. I'd rather it be made outside of Forge. I understand the good thing about being able to have it entirely editable. Like right here, like pretty much if I make this and someone wants to use Hemorrhage, but then they're like, I want to put a cave right here. And so then they put a cave in going around to like change something and like add rocks and stuff in here, then they can. But if it's from 343, I'd rather it just be an official canvas where it starts from 0, which I would love for 343 to make a Forge World canvas or something similar. I think flat canvases are great for people who are like can take a flat canvas like this and be like, okay, this is what I want to do with this. But not everyone is able to do that. Even I have, you know, like even though I love flat canvases where you can do what you want, even sometimes I have like some struggles getting started. But yeah, it would be really nice for them to have some canvases. Like now that we just need a water canvas basically, you know, preferably just water and literally just water, like no islands, no nothing, just a big old body of water, and that's it. And then after that, they can come out with some canvases that are more in line with Forge World, and they could be a good variety of different types of ones for people that, you know, need help with just starting with something. And I think that would be really nice. I think that would be really nice if they come out with that type of stuff. Hopefully they do. Hopefully they do sometime. I don't see why that couldn't be a possibility in the future one day, maybe. But yeah, maybe one day. That would be cool. I'm going to go ahead and pop that right there. That goes down. No, it looks ugly right now, but you know what? This isn't too bad, though. This isn't too bad. You know? Not too bad. Like, this one needs to be a cliff right here, but, you know, this isn't bad. And I may smooth some of this out where it has less of these little bumps here. Some bumps I think is fine. But some bumps, of course, is a little bit, you know, it's a little too much. It's a little too much. But man, this looks really big, but it's actually the exact size. I wonder what it would look like. Let's go ahead and spawn in something here to help with an idea about stuff. Some vehicles. Let's do a Razorback. Abstract Alien Desert. Ooh, that's interesting, Donnie. That's pretty cool. It's a good idea. And that's what I was trying to tell people who are doing the canvas contest. I was like, yeah, you don't need to do it all like, you know, all the same. Whatever type of stuff. So you're gonna come around like this, and then you come around like this, and you're like at the other base. Yay! Whoop! Not bad. Not bad. I'm excited to get the terrain and stuff put in, because that's what, like, I want to get some of these, like, cliff sides and get all the purple dots out of the way, so then I can start, you know, putting the terrain stuff there. I think it's pretty good. And I would like to also point out that isn't that the best thing that they've added on here? Like how scripts and everything, like there's a actual play mode and test mode and everything where you don't need to destroy the vehicles, you know, like anymore, like in order for them to respawn. Like you can test out stuff and then you just go back and the vehicles go back to where they were. Oh, I remember having to test all my race maps. I have to specifically drive them into like the tidal water so they blow up so they would respawn back. So happy that that's like that. I don't know what kind of scripting it would take, but Planoid Camp, I'm not sure yet. If you can change the gravity, like you can still make it to where you can run on it a little bit, but I don't even know if that's possible. It's probably possible. I don't know. Scalable water without collision being added in Infinite's Forge. Yes, scalable water is going to be huge. They did say water is going to be coming. What did they say? What did Michael say on the thing? For anyone knows, I can't remember. Like when it'll be coming. Anyone who remembers better than me, because I have a terrible memory. So far, not looking too bad with all this. I think that may be where I'm going to go ahead and end it today. We're getting this. Actually, before we end it today, let's go ahead and let's put the rock, this tilted rock, so it matches a little bit better. This style. We gotta tilt the rock a little bit here. You know, we gotta put it up there. Just throw in a giant, massive tilted rock here. Right now. I know that's not perfect, but it's fine. It's fine for now. You gotta have at least a tilted rock here. Just be like, hey, look, it's tilted. And that's it. All right. There's a little tilted rock. Look at that. Yay. And then go like this for this part. Look. Yay. Now we have that with a tilted rock thingy. That's what I was thinking, All Seeing Sage. But man, that's yeah. Like that would be insane. Yeah, because you would have to rotate the entire map around you if you wanted like keep the gravity on there, like everything, yeah. That would be insane to do. What if the player walks upside down on the ceiling? Well, you wouldn't be walking upside down on the ceiling. It would just be everything is rotating, so it would look like you're walking upside down on the ceiling, but you're actually not. But the map would have to just rotate. Now, it would be really cool if eventually we could change the gravity. Like, have, like, gravity, like, not gravity volumes, but, you know, now if you force them into a vehicle, though. No, you know, All Seeing Sage, like, in Halo 5, I had an idea, but it didn't work because of the shifting and all that type of stuff. And I got, like, other people that were smarter in scripting than me. I made a racetrack, like a giant, like you're basically racing on a Halo ring, but like a miniaturized Halo ring, you know, but the Halo ring rotates, and you're racing, and technically you're staying on the bottom portion of it, you know, of course, but the whole the whole racetrack is rotating around. And I thought that was interesting, but also there was an issue with like traction whenever it rotates, so that was another problem, is with traction on there. But yeah, like it was an interesting concept, but it would be pretty cool to also have gravity modifiers where, like, you know, in Trackmania, like how you can drive up on certain walls and everything, like you have that ability, like with gravity modifiers. And I think even GTA, like their thing, there's some of those or something like that. Like that would be really cool to have like gravity modifiers, so you can drive upside down you know, and everything like that. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. But also, they need a setting in custom games to where it won't kick players out if they go upside down. You know, like it's just setting. That's something I've been asking for forever. Forever. Like, including in Halo 5. Please give us a setting where it will not automatically kick players out. Now, they can jump out. They can hit the eject button to get out and stuff of a vehicle. But it will not automatically kick them out if they're upside down. Like, it's like, I wish that was a setting in the custom game settings. So you don't need to worry about trying to do some sort of scripting or anything like, you know, with it like that. But yeah. Well, no, there is already a script that you can force players back in instantly if they fall out. But the problem is it's just super janky. Like, off of, like, it'll have that slight, like, where they start to fall out and then they come back in, like, instantly. But it's just, it would be better if also you didn't have to use scripting nodes for it. Like, it was just a gameplay setting, you know, where it doesn't automatically kick them out. But yeah. Yep. So it's really interesting. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and hop off now. So I guess that is it. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. Thank you for coming out to the stream. I appreciate it. I'll try to stream more Forge here on this channel. If you do not know, I do have a Duquesne Plays channel for everyone that's here. I do stream other games. Lately, I've been streaming a lot of SpongeBob over there because the Cosmic Shake came out, and I'm going to be continuing that as well this week. I'm going to try to finish that before Hogwarts Legacy comes out because I really want to play that game, and I'm going to be streaming that one as well. So I want to try to finish the SpongeBob Cosmic Shake, 100% that one before Hogwarts Legacy comes out. But yeah, I stream over there all the time on my Duquesne Plays channel. I would appreciate from some other people going to check out that type of stuff because I'm trying to get that channel up to 1,000 subscribers as well. It's up to like almost 500 now. So thanks everyone though for coming out. Appreciate it. I expect more streams on here, more Forge content this week. I'm going to be coming out with quite a few videos this week, so expect that. And I will see y'all next time. And remember, it's Forge a New Halo.